You've tried to be consistent before. You set alarms, downloaded habit apps, begged yourself to just do it, and it fizzled out. What if the problem isn't you? What if consistency is a feeling trick, not a trait, and you can beat it in 2 minutes a day? Stay with me. In this video, I'll show you the reason consistency feels impossible, the tiny shift that makes it easy, and a 2-minute identity hack you can start tonight that turns trying into becoming. No long lectures, just one practical system you'll actually use. First, the myth. We think consistency is about willpower. We imagine the morning person who wakes up at 5 a.m., does a perfect routine, and never misses a day. But that image hides a key truth. Consistent people don't rely on constant effort. They rely on identity cues. The difference between the person who runs every day and the one who doesn't isn't that they have more determination. It's that their world signals who they are. You try to be consistent by adding effort, wake earlier, force yourself, track every rep. But effort is brittle. When life adds friction, a late night stress, a travel day, effort breaks. That's why your streak ends. The deeper problem, you're treating behavior as the goal, but behavior is a result. It follows identity. You don't brush your teeth to prove you're determined. You brush your teeth because you're someone who looks after their teeth. That identity shortcut is what consistency people use without noticing. Here's the hack: 2 minutes. Not because 2 minutes is magic on its own, but because it's small enough to never be resisted and big enough to trigger identity change. The rule is simple. Every day, spend 2 minutes doing the smallest meaningful action that represents the identity you want. Examples: want to be a writer? Open a document and write for 2 minutes. Want to be fit? Put on shoes and walk for 2 minutes. Want to meditate? Sit still, close your eyes, breathe for 2 minutes. That's it. Why 2 minutes works? 1, resistance drops. You can always find 2 minutes. 2, you create a ritual anchor. Doing a tiny action signals to your brain, this is who I am. 3, you build a chain. 2 minutes today makes 2 minutes tomorrow easier. Over time, the action expands naturally because identity is sticky. This isn't about laziness, it's strategy. You're not aiming to do everything in 2 minutes. You're building a baseline identity that scales. A quick psychological note: identity-based habits beat outcome-based habits because of self-perception and consistency principles in psychology. When you act like a reader, you begin to believe you're a reader. Small actions change self-image, which changes future choices. Neuroscience adds, repeated small actions strengthen the neural pathway. The first few times require attention, but repetition makes the action automatic. That's how tiny daily rituals become effortless. How do you pick the right 2 minutes? Follow these steps. Pick identity first. Define who you want to be in 1 sentence. Example: I am someone who writes daily. Choose the smallest meaningful action that proves that identity. Not write 1,000 words. Open a doc and write 2 minutes. Anchor it to a cue, a time, a place, or an existing habit. After coffee, after brushing teeth, on bus ride. Make the cue obvious. Make it ridiculously easy. Prepare your environment so the first step is frictionless. Document on desktop, put it on your taskbar, shoes by the door, place them the night before. Track just one thing: streaks. Don't track quantity, track the ritual happen. Example: flow. Want to read more? Identity: I'm a reader. 2-minute action: open the book to a page and read 1 paragraph. Cue: after dinner. That tiny action feels tiny, but your brain records you kept your promise to yourself. Objection: 2 minutes won't get me results. True, alone it won't, but it gets the result started. Real progress compounds. 2 minutes becomes 5, 5 becomes 20. You'll be surprised how fast small wins scale when identity changes. Objection: I'll forget. Use visual cues. App reminders help at first. Better, use environment engineering. Leave your notebook open, shoes beside the bed, or a sticky note on your mirror. Objection: what about motivation? Motivation follows action more often than action follows motivation. That's the secret. Start small. Motivation grows from the doing. Quick real example: someone I know wanted to get fit but hated gyms. Instead of forcing a full workout, they started putting their sneakers on and stepping outside for 2 minutes. On day 4, they did 5 minutes. Week 2, a 15-minute walk. 2 months later, they built an entire routine. The trick: the identity "I'm a walker" changed their decisions without drama. So here's a challenge. For the next 7 days, pick 1 identity line. I am a reader, writer, runner, meditator, and do the 2-minute ritual once daily. Comment below which identity you picked and your day 1 experience. If 100 people do this, we'll run a follow-up with top results. If you found this useful, like the video. It tells YouTube to show it to more people who need the same simple strategy. Subscribe for practical psychology-based hacks every week. I'll see you in the next one.